It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for Chelsea. And I'm feeling good.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy. Avec moi, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well. Genuinely do hope that. And yeah, man, welcome back to Chelsea News. Ooh, the daily series, and it will become twice daily series again here on the channel, where I reflect on what's been said about Chelsea, what's going on, how the people feel. You know, giving you my thoughts on it. More importantly, as always, asking for yours. Maresca has begun. It already begun, but we've seen content on the training pitch. Players are back. He's doing a lot of pointing. People are getting terribly excited about the pointing, and why not? Look, man, be positive. Why the heck not, you know? Well, life's too short to just be miserable and negative about how things are going. Yes, Chelsea have been a difficult road these last 2 years, but we've got good young players. We've got a new manager. You can leave your prejudice at the door. Let's just see what he can do. And why be miserable? You know, look, it's not for me to tell anyone how to support Chelsea or how to think, but come on. Oh, just spat a bit of food out my mouth. Gross. Why not just feel good? Be excited about your football club, about the new gaffer, about the new players, eh? It's fun. We're going to talk about that today, look at some training pictures. Also, what's his face? What's his name? Christian Falk talking about the Dortmund winger, Adeyemi. Chelsea are looking at him. They want 25 million quid for him. And every time people see Adeyemi, it's often in the Champions League and he looks really good. We are looking for a left-sided attacker. I mean, he's also incredibly fast. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. And look at some training pics. We're going to have a lot of fun. So thank you for joining me as always. If you want to be part of the community, strap yourselves in and do consider subscribing. If you choose to subscribe to Football Therapy, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Yeah. Fucking pipes, mate. All right, so what should we start with? Let's start off with Adeyemi. Christian Falk is saying Chelsea bosses are trying to convince him to move to the UK. Negotiations between Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund are planned, so have not begun yet, who want £25 million. Off the bat, 25 million quid for this young, exciting player doesn't sound like much, does it? It doesn't sound like much. I'm just going to quickly... I know I should have checked this before recording, but I just want to see when his contract runs out, because to me, he's got 2 years left, 2027, and he is he's left-footed. What happened to another right-footer? He's a left winger, and we are looking for left wingers. But what happened? Are we just gonna have a team of just left-footers? I'm not gonna go through them. You know, everyone at Chelsea's a left-footer at the moment, but he is a left winger. He's young. He's 22. He suits the model, and £25 million is not that much. Look, let's look at his stats. I'm going to show them to you here, and then we'll talk about this. Hippity-ding. Here we go. Here he is. Let's look at his overview first on X value. Like I said, he is 22 years old. He is 180 centimeters. He's 68 kilograms. Jeez, I need to lose some weight. He says he's a striker, but he often plays on the left. As you can see here, his heat map on the right hand side is wild. It's all over the gaff, but you can see predominantly it's probably here as a left winger. It says he's a forward. He's listed as a 1-to-1 explorer, and as you can see, his strongest attributes here have to be carries, ball carrying, which is interesting because everyone's talking about Maresca's football being passy, and we'll talk about Maresca later on in the video. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's just hop in. Stats and trend. Per 90, he has a direct goal involvement with 0.4, which is fine. It's not particularly exciting, is it? But, you know, Dortmund have been underwhelming. Let's see the season before. Can we look at that? And remove this one. 0.71 the season before. So that is hot. Hot stuff. Hot stuff, guys, for a player who plays out wide. I think he does play down the middle sometimes, Adeyemi. But yes, I mean, that's a good return for a young player playing for Borussia Dortmund. I mean, obviously, this is the season before last, so pinch of salt and all that. But it's, it's impressive stuff. We don't need to look at defense. Just look at advanced stats quickly. If it's going to move over, come on now. I pay for this website. There we go. Yes, as you can see, polar chart, again, strengths are successful dribbles, expected threat in terms of carries, which is essentially helping the attack by keeping the ball and dribbling it and carrying it. His expected goals is in the 85th percentile, which is fine. It's very strong, especially as a young player. That can get better. Non-penalty XG is actually 88, so it's very, it is strong. It is strong, and there's scope for improvement. Of course, he's 22 years old, guys. Chance creation's not that great. It can probably be a bit better, but S is an important stat. Expected offensive value added, which is the 89th percentile. So he does really, really help the attack. And like I said, because he's a young player, you'd bank on him improving. Very, very strong. Obviously, the strongest thing here is his expected threat from carries, which is dribbling. He's in the top 1% of all forwards in Europe. He's a ball carrier. He's a dribbly boy. That's his vibe. Oh, I'm back. Here we go. We're going to look at some training stuff in a moment, but I do want to talk about Adeyemi a bit more. Look, whenever I see him, he looks at moments terrifying. But I don't want to compare him to Timo Werner, because that's not healthy, is it? But I think, is he the fastest player in Europe, Adeyemi? I think he might be. Look, we've got fast players in Mudryk. He's meant to be devastatingly fast. Bruyere is actually meant to be really underrated in terms of his speed, but he looks like he won't be with Chelsea. Who else is fast? Christo and Kunku, of course, he's very quick. Malo Gusto apparently won the bleep test, which is like the Gajon test kind of. Chile's meant to be quick. We got quick players. And Jackson's underrated speed as well. You'll see him make very quick runs in behind towards the latter stages of games. His fitness is incredible, Jackson. So we're fast. We're a bunch of fast people, which is great. I don't think necessarily Palmer's very quick or stuff like that, but he doesn't really need to be. He doesn't want to run in behind. He wants to cut in, dribble, create, and pass. He is lightning, but look, I don't know, man. Look, okay, so if you said to me, Jan, Chelsea are looking for a young left-sided attacker to join their ranks. What about Adeyemi, Karim Adeyemi from Dortmund? I go, oh, I'm listening, because I know he's a high-profile player. I've seen him light up the final stages of the Champions League and look like the biggest threat for Dortmund. But he still looks often quite raw. And remember, 22 isn't that young anymore. It's young, but it's not like, Esteval and Payet's young and, Lamine Yamal, I'm not saying every player should be 16 playing for the first team, but 22, you can play for a long time at 22, but they generally often know, where you are. Obviously you can get a lot better from 22, and loads of players do, and whatever. Strikers often get a lot better, centre-backs get a lot better, but people like wingers, this is why I'm a little bit worried about Mudryk, because Mudryk has this immense and potent raw potential as a left-sided attacker that can run very fast, and now we're looking at Adeyemi, who's a left-sided attacker who can run very fast. And Raheem Sterling as well. Of course, we've done a lot of talking about Raheem Sterling. I've speculated how he might suit Maresca's football, because Maresca, whether you like it or not, does come from that Man City school of football. And let's be real, Raheem Sterling, under a multitude of managers at Chelsea, has never really taken off. But he was amazing for about 18 months, 2 years under Pep Guardiola at Man City. So I reckon if there is a chance at the highest level that Sterling is going to shine again, it would be maybe in this iteration of Chelsea. I don't know. Adeyemi is a name. I'm very interested in the Chelsea fan mood about this. Do you know what I'm really annoyed about YouTube? How you can't put polls in? I would love to pin a poll at the top of the comment section and say, would you be happy with Adeyemi? Why don't they do that, bro? That would be so dope. And it would give great insight and reason to return to videos and stuff. They're just silly sausages, aren't they, then, man? What are they doing? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Adeyemi, and let's take a look at some training photos together, because, hey, that would be nice. Right, here we go. First off, Christo. Very, very exciting. Christoph and Nkunku, I think we've yet to see the best of what is actually an amazing footballer. Look, we are led to believe that the versatility of players under Maresca is very, very important. And, Christo, let's be real, is that guy. Of course, Levi Colwill back training. I think he will be the starting left centre-back. But that guy in the background, who's that? It's my boy, Wes Fofana, back in training. These two, I would love for these two to be the ones, genuinely. Like, they're the centre-back partnership. Wesley, right-sided right footer. Levi, left-sided left footer. But I think for the moment, it will be Levi and Tosin. I'm just speculating here. So got some of the gaff areas. Chatting to Chile. Chile's back, fully fit. Apparently, he and Mallow won, which is interesting. They're both fullbacks, so they're both going to be runners, flyers. Won the bleep tests. Andre Santos, great media you like to see. The Brazilian here on the right-hand side. These are crucial days for the young Brazilian to figure out if he will have a role in Enzo Maresca's squad. Of course, we've signed Dewsbury Hall. We've got Caicedo. We've got Fernandes. We still don't know what's going on with Conor Gallagher. The stories have heated up a little bit regarding Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone would love Conor Gallagher. It's just whether they could make the deal happen financially. I'd be very interested to hear Gallagher's position on Atletico Madrid. Massive club, Wanda Metropolitano, Griezmann, great players, Champions League. It's not going to Tottenham as a Chelsea fan. And he will be loved by Simeone. He is like built for that kind of football, isn't he? Bit of Maresca media, which is what you want to see. Again, pointing, lots of pointing, which is pointing and clapping. A manager. Look, I'm sure every manager ever has done pointing and clapping. I've seen some of these clips go around social media of him instructing what players what to do. I don't think it's particularly special, but it's exciting because what we do know about Maresca is he has got a very, for better or for worse, we'll figure that out, a very dogmatic way of playing, a very locked-in philosophy. And it's kind of the same when, Maurizio Sarri joined Chelsea. Sorry, but when a lot of people loved it, some people didn't in practice. But there is something exciting when he's bringing a brand of football to Chelsea. Now, Tuchel did very well. He doesn't necessarily have that. Lampard, I'd say, doesn't have that. Potter, I'd say, doesn't have that. He played a couple of different ways. And Pochettino doesn't have that. He just sort of does a lot of this high-octane, pressing, running, transitional stuff that's... some people prefer. I don't necessarily prefer. Oh, what am I doing here? So yes, that's positive. Obviously, this is huge. Romeo Lavia, the 60 million, what was it, for 50 up to 57 million pound man that we are yet to see. We saw for 30 minutes. He's meant to be the boy. Obviously, these two have worked together before in the Man City Academy. Joe Shields brought in Lavia. Enzo Maresca knows Lavia. He knows Cole Palmer as well. In fact, Cole Palmer's already said Maresca's the guy who put him at right wing and actually gave him that position. So, big influence. I'm hoping his knowledge of Romeo Lavia will get the best out of him. And this is another thing. We've spoken about Santos just a minute ago. This guy can cost up to the best part of 60 million quid. You want to utilize that, The idea is that, he could be an integral starter. People haven't considered this. For all the talk about Caicedo and World Cup winner Fernandes and their price tags, if Chelsea might build their midfield around Romeo Lavia, and it wouldn't be a shock because he's a 60 million pound player still. Do you know what I mean? At a young age, for a relegated side in Southampton. So, yeah, bro, this is serious asset here. This is a serious footballer. This is what I want to see. This is my boy. I'm going to save that in case I use it in the thumbnail. Oh, look behind the curtain there, guys. Yeah, I know I lay it on thick with Wesley Fofana, but I just think he could be amazing. And of course, Tosin, I do believe he'll be the starting right footer. As you can see, he's super tall. He's described himself as a leader. He is a leader, and I think we'll need a bit of that early doors. Nice to see Carney in the background as well, and it looks like Alfie, Benoit, Chile. Oh, Chile's at the front. So who's that? Oh, that'll be Cesare Casadei at the back there as well. So yeah, good to see all the boys getting going. Big question on Mudryk. No one's questioning the talent, the ability, the potential, but to see an execution. If Mudryk has a great season for Chelsea. No one's going to be like, oh, wow, who saw that coming? They'll be like, okay, they finally figured him out. Do you know what I mean? Because he's an amazing player. But at the moment, we just don't know. There's Reece in the background there struggling. I feel you, bro. I would be doing the same. God, I hope we can get Reece James fit. And, of course, Romeo Lavia again. Incroyable. Yeah, man. And then Christo and Kunku. And then, you know, more with... there you go. There's Cesare Casadei in the front there. More of Maresca. And Chile and Malo, who apparently has performed really, really well. So that's good. And, yeah, man. Very, very exciting to see the boys back in training. There they all are. There's Raheem Sterling, there's Trevoh Chalobah, and they're getting fit again. It's the most important part of training at this point, getting fit, doing those bleep tests, getting prepared for the season in terms of just essentially being fit to do it, you know, because it's all very well learning and retaining the tactical instructions from the gaffer, but if you can't freaking run, then you are screwed. I need to get back in better shape, man. I've been thinking about this. I need to get into pre-season myself and get ready and get fit and win the Premier. I need to win the Premier League. All right, mate. Lovely. What do you think about Adeyemi? Comment down below. Tell me who you're excited about to see under Maresca, who you think is going to do well in pre-season. Let's start up the conversation. As always, thank you for joining me. You're welcome to join the GOAT Gang cult here at Football Therapy. Just subscribe, hit the bell. We are on the road to 200,000 subscribers, which is bellissimo. And yeah, I hope to see you guys back here soon. Peace.